Hello and welcome to Rematch. My name is Naiditsch. I'm a chess grandmaster. We continue with our educational streams. So let's go with a 10-minute rapid game. I will be playing the game, commenting on the openings, middle games, end games, tactical ideas, positional maneuvers. So we have it all here. Join us on Rematch. So let's see who will be our first opponent of today. We are with the black pieces. And Grand Miner first today to say hello. Welcome, Grand Miner. How are you doing? IDBM with us. So d4, knight on f6. Bean also here. Welcome, Bean. And the third to say hello is Vipin Kumar. Welcome, welcome, everyone. I hope you're having a great morning, great day, great evening, wherever you are. For me in the UAE, it is now midday, Sunday midday. Knight on f3. Let's play something that we haven't been playing before, the move b6. b6 is a very solid line against the knight on f3. So for those of you who like solid lines, b6 is something that you can check on. Welcome chess friends. Welcome everyone. So we have the move g3. Now after g3 we have a couple of different ideas. One idea is bishop on b7, the other idea is to play here the move bishop a6. Both is very playable. Let's go with the move bishop b7. Bishop a6 is also very popular continuation. And let's give a check here on b4, because after bishop check we have different lines here with white. Bishop d2, bishop c3, so, and we continue with the move a5. This is like a little bit tricky line for both, I would say. Short castle, all is as usual for the current moment. Black is trying to be solid with the structure. Usually a3, I don't know if this is the best, because we have this option of playing a4 somewhere. So now we can simply take on d2. In most of the cases, it's good to take with a queen to get the knight on c3, but now to take with a queen when I have the move a4, because later I might have this knight on c6, knight a5, so knight goes here and here, in case we have the a4 on the board. Our opponent is taking with a knight, also of course completely normal. Now we have different options of playing this sort of positions. We have easy option of playing, for example, c5. I like this c5 move, very solid. We have also the option of just playing d6, knight bd7, so we have this kind of slow play. And we keep the idea of playing the move a4 always once it is the time to play the move a4. So, because we have different options, I don't know if we should proceed with the move c5. Very solid line again. Nothing is wrong with by playing c5, or to play d6, a little bit more tricky. Yes, we give space to white, but usually black is also doing fine there. So maybe let's go with the move c5 just to be a little bit more active. As you can see now that the knight is on d2, not on c3. This is the key. In case knight would be on c3, there would be, for example, d5, or the knight might go somewhere. Now with the knight on d2, white cannot do this kind of things. So usually, in most of the cases, white should try to have the knight on c3. In case you go for this kind of structures, it is way more ambitious to have the knight on c3. Now black is doing perfectly alright. Welcome everyone to Rematch. Push the like button to have the algorithm going a little bit. And let's have some great Sunday stream. So let's have some interesting games, and maybe also something that you might be using for your own games next. So let's see. So I see Isaac wrote something. Hello captain, you don't reply to my comments, Isaac. Sometimes I miss the comments when I'm playing. Can you repeat your question, please? I don't ignore nobody, Isaac. Just when you play and comment, for me it's very difficult to see simultaneously everything. So now that I can see, Isaac, what is your question? Can you write us your question? e3. Very solid, very solid, but not very ambitious. So black is doing now perfectly okay. I can get even my knight on c6. I think white maybe wants to go knight e5. This is going to be approximately equal. In case we would like to be a little bit more tricky, we can go d5, but still knight goes d5, knight d7. Also, these positions are approximately equal, so I don't know what we should do here. Maybe let's go with the move knight on c6, because it feels like it is a right place to put the knight. We keep all the options still open. Queen on c2, because now usually we should take just to get a little bit more complex structure. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So, Isaac wanted to ask us something, but now no questions. Santosh is also here with us. Welcome, Santosh. Welcome, welcome. Let's play some good games. So, CD. Why do I take CD? Because next I will be playing the move d5, and we will have eventually isolated pawn position. So let's hope that we can get it. As you know, for us, it would be quite nice, quite nice pressure against the d4 pawn, isolated pawn, eventually, because we would like to take next. For white, not to allow that, there is only one way to play the move c5, but now that I have the move a5 on the board, there is no more b4, very important. You can see that white is suffering because of the knight on d2. White has only one issue here, and it is a knight on d2. Would the knight be on c3, the things will be completely different. Now, with the knight on d2, it is difficult to play this kind of positions with the white pieces, because what are you doing next? My idea is so simple. I would like to take somewhere, or I can start with the move rook c8. Both is looking solid. I just have to decide, should I take immediately, or should I first play the move rook c8? I don't know what is actually better. Both is looking absolutely fine for black in the current position. In case of rook c8, I guess he's going to push the move c5, so it's also not a bad position, because we can take, he takes, and then we go like e5, but maybe it's more easy to take first on c4, just not to calculate this idea of c5. Knight takes. Now usually we would like to put the knight on d5, or we have this knight e7 move. Very nice move, because we are securing. There is never a move d5 on the board. Plus we would like very much to change the bishops. So here is an important moment. We have to think, how should we put the pieces? We can get the rook here. Most probably white wants to go queen on b3, attacking the pawn on b6. Maybe there are some tactics, so we're checking. Are there some tactics? In case we don't see tactics, I think this move knight on e7 is looking nice. I like this move because I don't think there are some tactics here. So let's go with the move knight on e7. We have to get the knight on d5. In best case, we'll get first bishop out and then the knight, because in case we change the bishop b7 versus the bishop on g2, this is going to be a way better position for black, because isolated pawn, no compensation. We have the move queen on b3 on the board. This is making sense. Our opponent wants to take the pawn on b6, but I think we have, for example, bishop on d5. Easy way to stop. Yes, we can get the knight on d5 also instantly, but we can do it a little bit later. So I think there is no rush with that. Let's go with the move bishop on d5, I think. We have a very beautiful pin here. Knight on e5. Now he's changing the bishop on g2, so we are fulfilling what we actually wanted, and it is to change the bishop. So let's take. Next would be to change the queens. It's not a must, but again, this is our idea. Change everything and try to push against here the pawn on d4. So let's go. Should we go queen on d5, check, followed by the move b5? B5. I don't know if I should go for the move b5, because we don't need it. This is a thing that we can first wait quite long here without playing the move b5, not to give him the square on c5. That's why maybe we should go with the move knight d5 first, for example. Or should we put the queen on d5? Both is good. I don't know what is better. Maybe let's go queen d5. I think it doesn't really matter that much. Black is doing here very well. So the first stage is done. We are doing slightly better with the black pieces here. He wants to go for endgame. Well, endgame is actually what we wanted with the black pieces, because there is an isolated pawn on d4. Yes, it is still not an easy position. It is a long game, but we achieved what we wanted. Now we have to be a little bit careful. Let's just defend the pawn on b6. So it's gonna be a long game. Long game where black is doing slightly better here. And step by step. Alright. Let me see what we have in the chat. By the way, yesterday we did not play against Avocado. I think if Avocado is here, it's a nickname, Avocado. So if Avocado is here, we can play today. Just let me know if you are there, Avocado. We take back, obviously. Knight on d5, knight on f6. Next, we should try to bring the king in case we can. We have to be a little bit cautious here with moves like knight on d6, but maybe we can avoid all the tricks in this position and just to have a slightly better play with the black pieces. How can we avoid this knight on d6? Because knight also wants to get to c6, so it's like 2 in 1. We have to change one pair of knights. This would be very important in this position. How can we do that? Let's think a little bit. Let's think. So knight on c6 is in generally not dangerous. This knight is much more dangerous. So maybe let's play something strangely looking, but maybe it's okay. So let's go here with a move rook on d8. It looks strange, I understand. I have the rook here on e8, on f8, not doing much, but step by step. Because we have the great knight on d5, this is what gives us usually some kind of advantage. Knight on c6, he's attacking our rook. Now maybe let's go just with a simple, but then he goes back. This is the issue. Where to put the rook? Feels like there is no good square for the rook. Very strange. Maybe here, but then he goes knight d6. Okay, let's go maybe first rook d7. I cannot find a good spot for the rook. Quite strange. We should be able to unpin here with the black pieces because this monster knight is holding everything. So long run, it is a better position for black, but short run we need to check here how to unpin all this stuff here. Because I would not like the knight to get here on d6, at least not easily without me being able to push the knight away. That's why I'm thinking, how should I do that in the best way? Oh, he changes the knight. This is not the best idea ever, because after the change, the change is good for black, so maybe we can play the move rook on c7. What do you think? I think it's nice, no? Just to get the rook here. And the next move will be rook c8, so finally we might be able to unpin the situation, and then we have this very good knight on d5. Isolated pawn on d4, so you will see it's a very long game again. As I said in the beginning, this position is not something that is coming to a conclusion instantly. This is a very long game where black is playing against the pawn on d4, a slow play, slightly better for black, and we are pushing. So now we have the move b4. Sorry. Now we have the move b4 on the board. I think we have different solutions also in the current position. We can take or we can let it go. So what should we do here? Take or not take? I think we can take. So let's take. b5. The square c5. I don't like to give up on the squares. This is the issue. Otherwise it would be a good move, but I don't like to give up on the squares. So let's go with the move rook a8. I understand there is b5, but b5 is not only a good move, it can be also not a very good move. So it is like 50-50. The rook is getting a little bit passive, but that's okay. Let's advance with the move g5. He's fighting for the line, but maybe we have this knight on c3 idea. Let's calculate a little bit if we do have the idea. I think we do, so let's just take. And I think we can play the move knight on c3 if I'm not mistaken. I think we can. Knight on c3, so we try to get to the b5 pawn. You will see this. Knight on d5 is coming next, so the pawn on d4 is weak, so it is long-term weak. But again, we need to be very, very patient here. This is a game of patience. Nothing fast is going to happen here. We have to play a good game, and step by step. Oof, the knight is not in the best shape there. Let's go here. The second knight is coming. To put a knight on a7, this is looking like a very, very risky decision. Also, g5 pawn is standing so well. I'm gonna take back with a knight. I know that he can go back, but then we also go back, so... That's alright, that's alright. So, let's go with the move. Knight on c3 back. Let's see how he's going to defend the pawn. On b5, I think we have simple way to defend it now. With a rook here. Is it a defense? Let's double check. Yes, it is. So let's go here. Let's go now with the move rook on d7. As you can see, slowly, slowly we are getting there. Let's take. And let's take. So finally we end up in this rook game, which is unpleasant because we have the pawn on g5. Very, very important. I have little time on the clock, so I will be playing quicker now. Because so little time on the clock, so we have to rush a little bit here. We have to play a little bit faster. Let's first ask where the knight is going, because we have this h5 coming next. This position is looking very, very good. Okay, let's go for the rook game. This rook game is quite unpleasant for white, because we have very advanced pawns, so this is crucial. That the pawns are just so much advanced. Okay, now he gives us the pawn on f2. And this position is already winning for black. The only thing is, will I be fast enough to win the game? But the rest is very, very good. King has also no real squares to go from h3, so we will be advancing slowly, slowly, and basically that's it. So we don't need to do something special in this position, just slowly to advance, and it's gonna be over. Okay, let's move a little bit first to put the rook to good square. Now we can advance. So we're moving forward. We are moving forward next. The king is gonna go. And that's it. So, how should we win it easier? Maybe this is the easiest win, because we just get the pawn to e2 next. Let's not allow him this rook e8 just in case. Is it a must play? No, of course. Of course, it is not a must play, but it's a can play. As you see, we are just not allowing him immediately to do something, and now the king is coming. So slowly, 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 we are winning the game. The pawn is almost there. Next, we get the king here, 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 and that's it. So, quite step-by-step win. Yes, it took us some time to win the game, but that's okay. Sometimes we have to be patient. I spoke a little bit too much, that's why we have now this little time on the clock, but still should be enough time to checkmate. The guy is fighting till the end. Okay, let's get the queen. So he resigns. He resigns. He sees there are no chances. So, as you saw, it's a very, very slow play, step by step. We had a good strategy here to go against the isolated pawn, and step by step, step by step. So again, patience. Patience is so important in case you want to execute your idea. Don't rush the things. In most of the games, We have to be patient to execute our strategy. In case we are not patient, then we start to change the global plan, and this is not the right thing to do. You have a plan, try to execute your plan step by step, and sometimes, yes, we cannot do something quick. Sometimes also something doesn't work immediately. We have to be patient because we have the right plan. So this is what we saw in the previous game. We had a good plan. It took us a while to execute it. I had so little time on the clock because I spoke way too much. I should not speak so much. But then the stream is getting worse. So I sacrificed a little bit of my time in the game for the better comments. So we had this kind of, oh, he goes for the end game. This is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. Why is endgame not a good idea now for white? Because we have the bishop pair. And the position is very, very open. By the way, I see chat is going well. Thank you very much for everyone who is enjoying my comments, the games, who is learning something from these games. Push the like button. Obviously, subscribe in case you're new to our channel. We have educational streams here. So, let me read very briefly what do we have here. Isaac is saying I have to go, I will try again, because Isaac wanted to ask us something, but I haven't seen the question of Isaac. Maybe Isaac next time at least mark your question, because how to see that otherwise. Alright, let's go. Usually in most of the endgames we prefer to keep the king in the center, but here there are still so many pieces on the board, so I don't think I should keep it in the center, or maybe I should. I don't know exactly. In any case, we have to get out with our knight from b8. Let's do first short castle. To keep the king in the center is a good idea because we have the endgame, but so many pieces still on the board. Feels a little bit shaky. The bishop will get into the game, obviously. We have the move f5 or the move e5 in the right moment. There is absolutely no rush. Let's maybe first play the move bishop g4, so we check how the guy is going to defend the pawn on d4. And then we see what we are going to play next. We have the move d5. Now we can play this bishop f3 to damage the structure. Not bad, not bad. Maybe we should do that, no? This feels too good to damage the structure, and our opponent is playing a bullet game against us. Well, it's possible, but it's not the best to play bullet chess in a rapid game. f5, good move, because we activate the bishop, number 1. We are preventing this knight e4 is number 2. Next, let's bring the pieces, and at some moment we will be able to do something with the structure of white, because the structure is really damaged. It means, once again, we need the patience here, but it looks for the moment very good. We have ideas like knight g6, knight f4 as well. How to put the black pieces. I think this rook d8 is looking good, because we push a little bit against the pawn on d5, we bring the piece into the game. Knight on b5 doesn't look so scary. So, what should be the next move of white? I don't see any major ideas here for white. That's why we have a couple of ideas for black. Number 1, we can get the rook here, very, very active. Not a bad play. We can do some kind of prophylactical decision, a6, not to have this knight on b5 somewhere. But again, knight on b5, not the most dangerous thing ever. So that's alright. We can also go with the move knight on g6, get the knight on f4. It looks beautiful with the knight on f4. So, should we do that? I like the knight on f4 so much, because we activate the bishop. It looks also good to have the knight on f4. I think I go for it. It is just too tempting to put the knight on f4, because so beautiful. Knight on f4 pushing against the d5 pawn. Well, we have somewhere we have bishop takes f6 and taking d5 pawn with a knight. He let us go knight f4. Why is he doing that? Okay, let's put the knight to the perfect square. Look at this knight on f4. What a monster! What a monster on f4, controlling the full board, literally. So yeah. Mythic Man also today with us. Lucas is there. Welcome everyone. Welcome chat friends who are almost daily here with us on the stream. Thank you very much for that. I hope you're enjoying the streams. I hope that you feel that you can implement a couple of ideas from our streams into your own games. I think it is a cool feeling to learn something and try to implement it in your own game. I remember when I was young, it was very difficult actually to access some information. We had chess books. There is a very, very famous chess book like Informator. Everyone had the Informator. We've been checking what are the top guys doing, what is our ideas. We tried to learn something from the top guys. And now, of course, access to information is so easy. You have such a big range of options. But it's cool when you learn something and then you implement it. I think this is very, very nice. So we have the move b3 on the board. We can go the move here. We can also take the knight, which is looking, I think, not like a bad idea, because we just win the pawn on the e5. And the question would be always, why not to win a pawn in case we can win a pawn? So, I don't know what I should play here, because both is looking very, very good. But I think, again, like the words of Kasparov, in case we can win something, let's just win. So a chess player has to be greedy. This is what Kasparov said. And I agree to this idea. In case we can win a pawn, why not just to grab the pawn? So beautiful knight. The knight is coming back. The bishop on f1 obviously is not a competitor to our knight on f4. So we are pawn up in an endgame, number 1. We have the better pieces, number 2. It should give us quite big advantage. Now in case of knight f4, there is this rook on d7, so I play first the move e6. Okay. Bean is saying, yesterday I was left with just my king versus opponent's king, queen, and other pieces. Instead of resign, I pre-moved lots of moves in middle my king and somehow drew. Okay, Bean, this is of course a lucky game, yeah. Sometimes luck is helping us a little bit, so luck is always changing. Sometimes it's on our side, sometimes on the side of our opponent. Now, what do? Let's activate the piece. So, let's go with the move rook on c8. We're getting the rook into the game. Bishop on c4 attacking our knight. This is making sense. He would like to change. First, maybe let's go knight on b6. This kind of rook and game should be winning in my opinion, or very, very good chances to win it. So maybe next, even first, let's get the king to e7. Look at the pawn structure of white. Not a perfect pawn structure. So again, it is going to take us a little bit of time to win the current position. We have to be patient, but slowly, step by step, we will get there. Bishop on d3. Where does he like to go? I don't know. So we have to think. Should we put the king to f6 or to e7? I think both it's okay. So let's go first with the king to f6. And then we see what happens next. We can always activate our rook by playing a rook on c1. We can always first get the pieces into the game. a4, he likes to push a little bit. I think I have, by the way, rook c1. I should have played earlier. Now I just see that we can pin here. On the d file, next move is going to be knight on d5. And it is basically over. Our opponent played way too fast. So not a good time distribution for a rapid game. I always advise, first spend a little bit of more time, but get the position that you like. It's just so important to get a position that you are enjoying. So, yeah. So, Mohammed is saying, sir, have you played against Magnus Carlsen? Yes, I've been playing against Magnus Carlsen, but in general, you can always check the statistics online. It is so easy to check the things online first. So, don't waste time for questions that can be easily answered without anybody's help. I think it's better to ask something that is making sense and something that is interesting for everybody. So we try to keep the chat in a good way, in a smart way. Because here on the channel we try to have the educational chess content for people who are a little bit more serious than on most of the channels. Okay, now we have this beautiful knight on d5. Knight is back. We have a little trick. I will not tell you yet what is the trick, because maybe we have the option of pushing the F button. In case you're watching my streams more often, you know F, it means that something bad is going to happen to our opponent. So let's see what is going to be the next move of our opponent. We are doing way better here. The advantage for black is huge. We have active rook. Rook is spinning the pieces here. King on g3. No F at the moment. So because we have a lot of time and we can execute, of course we can win this position in many different ways. It's not only one way, but I think there is a nice way of winning the current position, and it is to play first the move f4. You might say, why do we play the move f4? But you will see. We are going to put white completely in a Zugzwang. So, f4 is first. I don't care much where the white king will be moved. Next move is gonna be f5. And take a look at the rook on d4. The rook has no moves, literally no moves, because any move with the rook, I'm going to take the bishop. To sacrifice and exchange, it leads always to game over, so we're not afraid of that. f4 check, next move f5. It looks like that's it. The game is not gonna last here very much longer. Alright. So, Lucas is having FIDE in 1950. Good, Lucas. This is already a level of a very strong club level player. Excellent. So, king on g2. f5. As we said, this is our idea. We're blocking completely the rook on d4. Next, we can simply play the move king f6 followed by king e5. We are attacking the rook on d4. Next, we're gonna grab the bishop on d3. And it means resignation. As you can see, our opponent also spends now a lot of time, but it's too late. It's too late. He should have thought way earlier, trying to avoid getting in the bad endgame. Now, all the time in the world is not helping you any longer, because the position is just way too bad. What are you doing here? No moves. No moves left. So, time is not very much needed. Alright. King has to be moved. It's funny, no? That he's moving just there and back. There's nothing else that white can do here. And we're finishing our master plan of getting the king to e5. We are attacking the rook on d4. Next, we're gonna win the bishop on d3. So I think we can expect now a resignation by our opponent, and that's it. It's gonna be game over. He still plays rook takes d5, alright. He gives us the exchange. I think to resign is pretty similar, because there is no way to escape. The pawn will be marching forward. There is no stop for the pawn. So d3, d2, and it is game over. Oh, Forrest, thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much. Forrest, one of the biggest supporters here on the channel. Also very good chess player, Forrest. And as well, Forrest is so serious about chess, actually. Because the theoretical knowledge that he showed last time was impressive. Some sideline and Forrest still knew. Alright. Very serious guy. Rook on e1 followed by d1 queen. When is finally the resignation coming? We have d1 queen. So, b5. Let's give a check. Let's give a check and get the queen to g2. So, it's gonna be a checkmate on g5, h2. Maybe more beautiful to give a checkmate here on h2. Alright, let's go immediately with the next game so we don't lose times. And let's see who will be our next opponent. So, let me read the chat a little bit. What do we have in the chat? Some questions. The cheaters will be banned. Yeah, it is just not so easy because chess.com, by the way, they have crazy statistics because they have sent me yesterday the statistics of chess.com. They've been banned more than I think 150,000 people per month. Can you imagine? This number is shocking. This is just incredible. So, of course, not easy also for them to check everything and so on, but we literally don't care about that because we're here to learn, so we should focus on the good things and not on the bad things. If somebody wants to cheat against us, okay, so what? We just don't care. We are here to learn things, to have some good atmosphere, to enjoy the games. That's it. In case you would like to be very serious, first of all, you should not play rapid secondary online games. There is always a chance that somebody is not very fair, so it's just too easy. Okay, let's go with the next line of the Sicilian. We have Sicilian bishop b5 because I haven't been playing this line for a long time, so let's play one time the bishop b5 line. It is not the main line, but it's a very, very safe line. So, for those of you who like safe play, this line, bishop b5, is so good because the play of white is so easy, so you will see. We are playing rook e1, obviously, to defend the pawn on e4. Okay, this is clear. Next, we're gonna play c3. Next, we're gonna play d4, and there is nothing black can do about it. So we play the move c3. e6 is the main. We play the move d4. Now, usually the main is to take. There is nothing else. I'm a little bit surprised. Our opponent is taking his time. He plays bishop e7. Okay, this is not the best. He should have taken and played d5. This is theory, e5, knight e4, knight bd2. For those of you who are searching for a safe line against Sicilian, this is like rock solid. There is nothing black can do to get some kind of tricky position here. And moves like bishop e7 are usually not the best because we can cover the center now. So of course we play the move d5, the knight from c6 has to be moved somewhere, and white is gonna be slightly better. Yes, it is nothing special, it's not like we are winning, being much better, no, absolutely not. But we're getting this kind of small advantage, and it is a very safe advantage. Now we have this structure, so we can support it by playing the move c4, very, very logical. As for those of you who are here from the first game of the stream, you know that knight on d2 is not the best, so we should always get the knight on c3 in case we can. The knight is supporting the central play very, very well, so next move is going to be knight on c3. Welcome, welcome everyone who is new to VChess. We have educational chess content here. I hope you're enjoying my comments. I hope you're learning something from the games, and this is it, what we want here on the channel, to get better every day, maybe one idea per day. Think long term. Chess is a game for thinkers, so always see something long run. You cannot get in chess, you cannot improve in chess within a week. It is not working. It is a long game, and this is what makes chess, I think, so nice in comparison to other things. Your work is getting rewarded because you understand you are more patient than somebody else, you are a harder worker than somebody else, and it is getting rewarded. So the guy cannot catch you with some super trick or, I don't know, some ultimate, whatever. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in chess. Only step by step is the only way that you can improve in the game of chess. So, our opponent is defending from the move knight on b5. This is making perfect sense, but still the king is on e8. So, once you have a better development, plus you see your opponent's king on e8, it means there is a target. Your red lamp has to blink. We can eventually get somehow to the king on e8, and your idea should be, what can be attacked? Is there some check? Is there something by force what is capable to be done here? And by force we have immediately queen e2, bam, attacking the pawn on e5. Makes sense, yes, absolutely. We have some f4 pushes to get here more pressure on the e file. Makes sense. We have the check on a4. What black will be playing against the check? By far not obvious, so this check can be also something very, very powerful. We have to take a decision. Queen on e2, a little bit more direct, I would say. Check looks very, very good. We have queen on b3, in theory attacking the pawn on b7 also is looking not bad at all, but I personally don't see a solution for him after we're giving a check on a4, because queen d7 is losing the pawn, so endgame pawn up, beautiful. If knight goes back, it would give us opportunity to place the move knight on e4, which is also looking excellent, so he's not afraid of that. He's not afraid of the move knight e4, I don't know why, so of course we play the move knight e4, attacking the queen. And we might be having here something tactical, so let's consider some tactical options in the current position. It feels like we should be able to do something. King is still on the 8, everything is pinned, we have this d6 idea. So how to make the d6 idea work? This should be our target. And yes, oh, we have a couple of beautiful moves, by the way. We have something like bishop f4 here, because in case he takes, we have the move d6, for example. We have also bishop on g5. Interesting, but probably he will be taking. Yes, we have d6, but it is not winning, so... should we go with the move d5, maybe followed by rook d1, so we have the deadly pin here on the d file. Interesting. We have many interesting moves here. We have to think what should we be doing. I like the move d6. It feels so good to play the move d6, by the way. I think I'm gonna play it because it just feels so right. It feels like fantastic play. And I think we have here something very funny. I push the F button. It's not a must. This is not a must. The next move is not a must, but it's just so beautiful. So I give you 20 seconds to think of some amazing move here. It's not a must play. Yes, we can play all possible moves instead of the next one, but it is too beautiful not to play. So why to play? What would you do here? Think of something spectacular. We have easy solutions. I completely agree. It's not a must play, but I saw the move and I said, okay, I have to play it because it is just so beautiful. What would you do with the white pieces here? Next move, what would you play? I think we have something so nice, but actually maybe it's not the best that I'm checking now. In any case, write down your ideas. So spectacular. I will be maybe not playing, by the way, the move because I think we have just something better. I don't need it, but it is just so beautiful, so I had to mention it. And the beautiful move is the move bishop h6. So beautiful. For those of you who've been creative enough to find bishop on h6, I think it is fantastic move. The thing is that we don't need it to be much better in the position. So bishop h6, he has to take probably, and then we have this knight on f6 check. I think there is only king d8 left, or we play first rook on d1. It looks like it's a very strong attack with the white pieces, but we don't need it. So I will be playing the move bishop on g5. Just bishop h6, so beautiful. Let me read the chat if someone found the bishop h6 idea. Yes, we have bishop h6, excellent. Very beautiful. Not very much needed, I agree. So again, very often we have a situation on the chessboard where it is not a must play, but it's like a can play, and then we are always thinking, yeah, should I do it or not, because I can. So it's always difficult to decide. Alright, now we have the move f6, so he's provoking me into this bishop takes f6. Let's calculate a little bit. We're gonna take, there is king going to d8. How to deliver a checkmate in this position? For sure we have a very good play, but it would be nice to give a checkmate. So how to do that? Is there a checkmate? I don't see a checkmate. I don't see a checkmate, so probably I have to play something else, but I can also take. It's also looking like such a nice position here. So many good options for white. We have to choose just one. Which one should I play in the current position? Okay, to take is so tempting because it looks so powerful. I think we're gonna have quite high chances of delivering a checkmate, but the thing is it 100% a checkmate? So we don't really need it. This is a point that, yes, we can, but we don't need. Alright, I have to play something, otherwise I will be losing on time. Okay, let's go. Let's go with the bishop takes f6. Let's go crazy to have a crazy game. Usually, as you know, I like this slow positional play. most of the time. Now, let's go for something more dynamic, more crazy. The position is going to be very, very interesting. So let's see. Obviously, there is nothing else except taking. He seems to be surprised by the move, but I don't know. Why to play f6? Otherwise, so we will be taking on f6. There is only one solution. Now we can put the knight to d5 and e4. I think I will be going back with the knight to e4. I like to target the bishop on d6. The bishop has to be moved, and next we're gonna get the rooks into the game. So it's gonna be a huge attack for white. I don't know how it's going to end, because of course black is going to defend. I'm not 100% sure that I should have done it, but it's a very funny position, so let's play. Well, let's play this kind of funny position. We will be attacking. We have way better pieces than the pieces of black. We have good compensation, but maybe I should have done something else. This was by far not a must play, obviously. But we have a good attack. Let's say an engine would always say that black is winning in positions like that. So this is very clear. Engine always defends so well. Yes, of course. I know that, but we are hopefully not playing an engine, so we will be pushing. Pushing. Now we have to put our queen somewhere to smart place, I think, maybe. Where to put the queen? No good place for the queen. What is that? Okay, let's give a check first. We have no good space for the queen. This would be terrible if I cannot find something what I can do with the queen here. I don't see a good spot for the queen. Yeah, this was terrible. I couldn't find a good spot for the queen. Now, of course, we're doing very bad. Wow, I couldn't find a spot for the queen. How is it possible? I missed something, or this was just very bad to sacrifice. One of those. Maybe I have missed something. But I couldn't find the right spot to put my queen. Okay. Okay, let's fight. The game is by far not over. We will be having some compensation because the bishop is just so bad. But now black is doing much better. I should not have done it, or I have missed something. One of those. Still, let's fight. The game of chess is always a fight. Sometimes we're doing well, sometimes we have to defend. So let's put the knight here on d5. Yes, I see the trick. So let's play maybe with the move g3. Just have the safety first stuff. Now a lot of threats here to the position of black. Let's push next. The game is by far not over because we are doing so well with the king on g1. The knight is so beautiful here. Of course, again, if we would be playing against an engine, we would have no chance whatsoever to fight in the current position because we are playing a human. Everything is possible. So let's go with the move b4. Let's push. By the way, why don't I take the pawn on h7 first? Ridiculous. Of course, I should have taken the pawn first, but alright. h5. Now let's go with the move b5, I think. Still not so easy, everything in the current position. We will try to use a long diagonal there. We have the idea of queen on a3 next. We have the beautiful knight on d5, so it's not like we have no compensation whatsoever here. We do have compensation objectively. Yes, I understand we are under heavy pressure here with the white pieces, but we have also the attacker bonus. I like to call it the attacker bonus. So this is like we've been speaking about the last streams, that in the attacker usually is maybe 80% winning because somebody is just blundering something. And can I go knight on f6? Check. Maybe our opponent has missed it. So this is what I've been talking about. We have the attacker bonus. I think it is a miss. So let's give a check here. on f6 to the king on b7. This is what our opponent missed, and we have the attacker bonus. So the side that is attacking usually wins 80% of the games because it is so difficult to defend. It's not like because... okay, now of course we can finish with a checkmate in just a couple of moves. So the next move for white is very, very simple here. I will not even push the F button because there is no need for that. We just give a check on c6. Finally, we are winning the game. But yeah, this sacrifice, what I did, it was not the best, not the best. I should not have done that, but it was just so tempting. Sometimes I'm also getting tempted. So this is the difference. For example, in case I would play a very serious tournament, I would get 0% tempted because in a serious tournament, you just want to score. So you are avoiding any kind of counter chances or anything like that. But yeah, we are playing here online. I think for you guys also more funny to watch this kind of games. So right, sometimes we are doing something crazy. In the end, we managed to win the game. He wants a rematch. Okay, let's play a rematch. I think it's fair to give a rematch after such a game. Maybe he's not very happy that he lost this kind of beautiful position. So we give a chance for a rematch, and then we're gonna search for some new opponent. So, what is going on in the chat? In case you're enjoying my comments, obviously like and subscribe. I see the chat is very active. For me, it's so difficult to read the chat when I have especially little time on the clock, so I don't see your questions. We have many good people in the chat who are able to answer your questions, so don't be shy, ask everything you want. Of course, we try to keep the level of the chat to the highest standards of the internet. So, of course, try to ask something that is making sense, not like, what's your name? For example, we have a lot of people asking in the chat, are you a GM? Okay, just make a little research. It's not too difficult to read. We play now the Kalashnikov opening. This is called the Kalashnikov. It's not some kind of fake name by me. It is called officially the Kalashnikov opening. This opening is not so bad at all. And the idea for white is usually to have this knight going to d5, but now the knight is on b3 in most of the cases. White is going to play knight on b5, so it's a bit different here. We can simply proceed with the move bishop e7, or we can wait a little bit, or we can play the move h6. Everything is okay. Maybe let's try... I don't know. Should we try the move h6? Because I'm forcing the guy to take, otherwise we're gonna win the pawn on e4. And after, I will be taking with the queen. And we have this bishop on b4 idea. So, let's see what is going to happen next. He takes, alright. We are, as we planned, going to take back. Idea is that our bishop is still here. So, in case of knight on c3, we have this bishop b4 idea. Bishop on e2. So, he's trying to be smart. Short castle, and then to play knight on c3, knight on d5. Good idea by our opponent, but maybe we can also try to be smart. And what should we do here? Should we give a check first? What do you think about it? Check first, so we are provoking the move c3. There will be no more knight on c3, and then we just go back. Not a bad idea. Do we have something better than that? We can also play queen g6 first to put the bishop to f3. Not a ideal position for white with the bishop on f3. On the other hand, maybe it's alright. Difficult to say, because we still have this queen g6 in a lot of different lines. So yeah, not so easy. Not so easy to make the next move by black, because we have this kind of white choice of options here. I think to give a check in between check is a good idea. Just we have to decide to put the queen here or not to put the queen. I think we should maybe put the queen on g6, because I think in case he plays bishop f3, and I think he should play bishop f3 to defend the pawn on g2 and e4. Yes, he does it. Now the bishop is sort of a little bit out of the game. Is it like very important? No, but still, the bishop is a little bit out. Now we have this bishop b4 check. We are provoking the move f3, so he will be not able to play knight on c3, knight on d5 immediately. And for example, this is one of the ideas that I would advise you to remember. Try to remember this bishop b4 check. It is so important. As you can see, check. We are provoking the move c3. Now we go back. And after the move c3, there is no more knight on c3. So a very good idea to be remembered. Sometimes it might make a difference between a good position and so-so position. So this idea, first check, then go back. Okay, let's continue. So let's go with the move d6. We have to bring the bishop into the game. We have the bishop pair, but now, oh, knight on d2, not the best. With white, it's always better to play c4, knight on c3. So he does the same positional mistake as our opponent in the first game of the stream. The knight on d2 is not very nice position. Now he will have to play this maneuver to bring the knight on e3, but it takes a lot of time. This is a much shorter way to get something to d5. Okay, maybe he also wants to go knight on c4, knight on e3. Again, it takes time, but this is possible to play with white. We have ideas like a 5 somewhere, even we might try to get aggressive. I don't know if we should the easy play is bishop e6, but if we play bishop e6, it is not supporting the move f5. So if we want to go f5, we can go f5 immediately, or a short castle, and then to play the move f5. So we have to think here, should we get aggressive or should we get positional play? Maybe last game we've been so aggressive, so let's go with a positional play now. Bishop on e6, I just avoid this knight on c4, knight on e3. Next we might play the move a5, very useful to play the move a5 in most of the cases. Our opponent, he continues with the idea knight on c4, makes again perfect sense what our guy is doing, but we have some options to defend from it with simple move like rook c8, for example. So we can play this one, defending from knight getting there. Question is, should we do that, or is it time to play for the move f5 somewhere? Tempting. It is very tempting for me to play the move f5 because the queen is now already on g6. It could be a good idea. Also, we have the idea of playing d5 somewhere. So, what should we do? What should we do? What should we do? Maybe let's go. Let's go with a short castle. We can anticipate that there is knight on c4 coming next, most probably. And I will be pushing. So, I will be pushing the move f5. We have the bishop pair, so we... Oh, he's very passive. He's a little bit too passive, so... rook on d1, yes, again, the idea is good. Our guy is doing the correct things, but it's a little bit too passive. We are playing the Sicilian defense, so in Sicilian, usually you should try to be more active. If you are waiting at some moment, it is getting difficult. So I think he should have gone with the knight immediately to c4. Good. What should we play next? Is it time to play the move f5? Because he's gonna take, maybe he wants to get the knight on e4, which is possible. Some pressure on d6. Still, I think black is doing fine. This is not a big issue. On the other hand, why not to bring the piece into the game or make some prophylactical decision like king h8? So next will be f5. I think let's bring first the rook into the game. Knight f1 played very quickly by our opponent, and I'm pushing the move f5. So this has been our idea. To play the move f5, now we are executing the idea. f5. Is it better for black? I don't think so. We have a very interesting position here. White is trying to play on the light squares. I try to open the position as much as I can because I have the bishop pair. So it's like a very dynamic play, I would say, with chances for both. With black pieces, we have to fight for control over the light squares. And we have to make some pressure here on the f-file. The problem for white is the knight on b3. Just imagine this knight would be now somewhere on e3. Then knight goes to d5. This would be just a dream for white. But the dream is not coming true, at least not so quickly, because to get the knight from b3 to d5 takes a very long time. We are already doing here quite active. The black pieces are well positioned. And yeah, it, I think, gives us maybe some chances to get something done here. Knight on g3, he would like to take the bishop on f5. This is making sense, so let's maybe go back, or bishop to c8 is also looking good. Let me think a little bit where to put the bishop, because I don't want to change the bishop. On the other hand, this change is also perfectly fine for black, so maybe let's go bishop c8, just in case we put the bishop a little bit farther. I don't like to give him an option to change. This bishop on e7 can be changed. The next move might be also something like king h8, just to go away from the checks. Our dream case is to get somewhere as a move d5. In case we manage to get the d5 push, it's gonna be just way better for black. We have ideas rook f4 to double on the f file, which is also looking good. So, the knight on g3 is not badly positioned, but the knight belongs to d5. And till there is no knight on d5, in most of the cases, black is doing very well. This is how it goes in this kind of structures. He gives me a check, and okay, let's go to h8. What is the idea? Oh, I think he missed the next move. We are winning now. I push the F button because we have a win. Boom. Once you see the boom, there is something black can do to win the game. Write down your answers. I understand this comfortable cinema atmosphere, just watching and enjoying, but try to be a little bit more active because it would make you a better chess player. Black to play, we have a win. Write down your answers. It is not an immediate win, but we are getting just some material advantage. What is the next move by black? I give you 10 seconds more, then I'm gonna play my next move because we're running down on time. So, what should be the next move? Please write down your ideas. I see also Nayap is here. Welcome, welcome. Isaac is back. We have Heidi here, Lucas here, L is also here in the chat. Mythid Man, excellent. Welcome, chess friends who are here with us almost daily. And yes, we take the queen first. We play the move bishop on g4. So this is a winning continuation. We are attacking the rook and the knight. We have bishop on f3, but now we can take first rook takes f3. The pawn has to be taken here, and we're gonna grab the knight, which leaves black with a winning position. Let me read the chat if somebody saw it. Yes, we have queen takes h5, bishop g4. Excellent. Excellent to those of you who could find this trick quickly. Very, very good. Alright, so the game is basically over. From the objective point of view, we will be collecting now all the pawns of white, so probably he has to take because there is nothing else. We're gonna take the knight. We have the two pieces versus rook, and the advantage of the two pieces is simple. We will be attacking something and he has just one defender. So yes, it is not in a very fast win, but the whole idea is that we are attacking something twice, he cannot defend it. We are attacking something twice, he cannot defend it. So slowly, slowly we will be taking away all the material from the board of our opponent. Now, he defended just now the pawn on f3, but we have so many ways to get to the better play. We have the simple bishop on g6, but personally I like a move like knight on d8. Look at that. So beautiful, knight on d8 in my opinion. Because we are getting knight d6 and knight to f4. It's gonna be a monster on f4. Step by step, there is no rush, there is no nothing. Step by step, two pieces, attacking something, eating something, attacking something, eating something, etc. So this is what we're gonna do next. And in case there is no mouse slip or some serious blunder, to escape from a game like that is almost impossible. We can also see that our opponent is playing very, very quickly, so the time distribution is not the best by our guy. He's not a bad player because he has some nice ideas, but sometimes he has these blunders because he's playing way too quick. And in chess, in case you blunder, that's it, game over. So it's very, very important to be cautious. He would like to take the pawn on d6. We can just take rook takes f3, I think, and that's it, no? So let's take. We will be collecting everything step by step. And we have, of course, no rush here. Step by step, we can enjoy the collection of the material. In case you like my comments, in case these streams are making you a little bit a better player, like and subscribe to us to VChess. We have also many great educational shorts. Endgame shorts that I think some of you would enjoy very much. So check them out. We have the move rook on d5. Let's go with the move knight on f7. Just defending the pawn on d6. Very, very safe and easy play. Again, no rush here. Step by step. Our idea is to collect all the pieces of our opponent, so we need to attack something twice and take it. Let's see what we can attack next. Maybe we can go like that, or maybe we can go knight on g5 somewhere. Let's see. Let's see, there is no rush. Yeah, he's probably searching for ways how to get a little bit of counterplay, but it's very difficult to get any kind of counterplay in this position. Now rook f4, we're attacking the knight. There's bishop on f3 coming next. I think our opponent is going to resign now. No, he is not, so we give him the check on f3. And next we will be taking the knight on e4. Everything is according to the plan. Attack something twice and eat it. Attack something twice and eat it. And put it on repeat. So, step by step, move by move. Knight is gone. Let's see what we can eat next. Actually, we can deliver a beautiful checkmate here. Look at this checkmate. We're gonna checkmate the guy with a knight on g5. Beautiful. I think a very, very nice final position, no? All the black pieces are in the game. We have just 4 pieces on the board, and all the 4 pieces are against the solo white king on h3. Yeah, sometimes we have some beautiful positions here on the board. All right, let's go immediately with the next game. Let's see who is going to be our next opponent. So, let me read the chat a little bit. Nayap is saying if someone saw the game again, Iragasi against Ordogmus. Yes, I saw the game. I saw the game. You think it was a very spectacular game, or what is with the game? Next, our opponent is playing the Spanish opening. Let's go with the bishop b5. So it is a very main Spanish. For those of you who are playing the structures, maybe it's going to be an interesting game. For the others, something new to learn. And let's proceed with the move d3. Lately, we played a couple of games on the short castle just to change. I think it's good to change the opening, so it's going to be interesting for everyone watching the stream. Because to play always the same, it feels a little bit boring. Why do we play the move d3? Because we would like to defend the pawn on e4 as fast as we can. Of course, this is obvious, and sometimes we are able to play without the move rook e1, which is quite typical for most of the Spanish. Now we go with the move a4 here. Very, very often we have played the move a4, so we are asking our opponent, would you like to play rook b8? Would you like to play b4? Would you like to play bishop d7? Our opponent has to take a decision. How he wants to play next. There is a line, by the way, with knight on g5. If I remember correctly, there is this line d5, knight on d4, so I didn't want to go for that. Maybe our opponent is very well prepared in this crazy line, so I just take here on b5. Now we are controlling the a file, and I think now maybe we can try the line on knight on g5, because I think now it's good for white. I'm not 100% sure. This is a problem, but usually black is not choosing this move order because this move order is looking way too risky for black. So I don't remember exactly if here knight on g5 is a great option. There's only d5 coming next. I think if I take, there's this line with knight on d4. I don't remember 100%. I think it was a good line for white, but it's not like I know it to 100%, but okay, let's go. Let's go for that, because it feels like something good. d5. Now we have so many options. In case I take with a pawn, there is knight on d4, so this is not probably what we should do. Also, this is interesting, but maybe we should go knight on c3, because we are attacking the pawn on d5. There is only something like h6. Maybe now to take is gonna be a better idea, or we can take here immediately with a bishop. Knight takes, we take, queen takes. g2 is under attack, so we have to play short castle. h6, maybe bishop e7, knight on c3. Also, looks like quite a good position for white, actually. I don't know. If we should play the move knight on c3, or we should take bishop takes on d5. Both is looking like something that deserves attention, at least deserves attention, maybe more than that. So we have to decide. Should we take bishop d5 or knight on c3? What would you do? Let me know. Let me know in the chat would you take bishop takes d5 or knight on c3? Because, just curious, maybe it's a matter of taste also here. Because two options are available, two options are looking pretty interesting, so should be matter of taste. For me, I think I'm going to take here on d5 immediately, because it is looking like we're doing a little bit better there. Not 100%, but it seems to me like that. So let's take bishop takes d5. In the chat we have knight on c3. Knight on c3, bishop takes, castle. Yeah, all of that is very, very possible. I completely agree. Also short castle, of course. A good decision. Nothing wrong with a short castle. For me, I saw that I might get here very, very active, so he has to take because there is nothing else. And then I will be short castling, so the idea is that I'm going to play knight on c3 next with a tempo. As you can see, the black pieces are still on the last rank. It means that sometimes we will be able to have some very active play, very quick play. Bishop on c5, he tries to get the pieces in the game. This makes sense, so we are attacking the queen. And the thing is, where to go now with the queen, because we will be attacking the bishop also next. This is looking like a very dangerous position for black, because we might just get to the black king very, very quickly. Let's see, of course, how the game is going to develop. Bishop c5 also looks like a dangerous decision to me. I would put the bishop to e7, a little bit more safe. Now with the bishop on c5, you have this knight e4 idea coming with a tempo. Queen on d8, whoa, what is that? Is it not just a win for white now? I think we are winning. I think that we are winning here. We have a very straight win, so it's time. It's time to push the F, I think. Let's double check, is it a win, by the way? Okay. It looks winning, but it is a win. It is a win, I think. So we can push the F button, but it is maybe actually not the best. This is what worries me, that we have so many different winning moves here. So I will show you the winning line. It's a very, very beautiful one. Try to calculate together with me. So we can take on f7, king takes f7. We have queen f3 check, because we attack the knight and check here. The only move is queen f6. And then we give with a queen from f3 to d5, another check to the king and take the bishop. So it feels to be a winning continuation. On the other hand, I also don't see real defense in case I go queen h5. Also, this is looking like such a powerful move. There is no short castle, f7 is hanging. No idea what is the next move by black. In case of g6, we can play queen f3, and it's gonna be more or less the same, just maybe even a better version. So maybe I'm gonna play the move queen h5, because I really don't see how to survive even the next couple of moves here with black. He plays the move g6, he's not afraid. This is like, and he plays so quickly. Queen h6, of course, also a good option, and many good options, but let's go with the move queen f3. Attacking the knight on c6 and the pawn on f7, so yeah. Very hard to say, very, very hard to say. Many options, and sometimes a force line is a good line. Sometimes we have even something better than a force line. I hope that we do, and it seemed like we had. Queen on d7, now I can take again on f7. This move is good, but we have this short castle trick, so I will have to give knight h6 check. I don't like to go for it, because we have knight on e4, bishop e7, then we have f7 hanging. With the queen f7 hanging. So we have knight e4 now, attacking the bishop, and we would like to play knight f6. Is it not just over instantly? Is there a defense for black? I don't see a defense. There is some kind of knight on d4 idea, but we have still the check on f6. It looks like it is completely over. So let's go. Knight e4, attacking the bishop on c5. We would like to go knight on f6. We're just move 16, and I think that's it. That's it from the current game. Just move 16, because we played very aggressively, and because he had no short castle on the board. So, if there is still a chance for our guy, I don't think so. He played also way too fast. So again, same mistake like our guy from the last game. He plays way too quickly in the beginning, then he has a lost position, now he starts to think, but alright. In case you do a mistake, sometimes there is no comeback from that. You have to take responsibility for your decisions, and in chess we do this literally every move we play. So yeah, knight on d4. This is what we thought he might be playing. Now we have knight on f6, now we have queen on f6. I don't know what's better. Both is looking like complete game over. Queen f6 attacking the rook on h8 and simultaneously the bishop on c5. Is it not just completely game over? Let's double check. So we have a lot of time. We are very relaxed. So let's double check. Queen f6, is it working? And by the way, the next game is gonna be against our viewer, so we have the daily viewer game here for the morning stream. Yesterday I promised the game to Avocado. It is a nickname, Avocado, so I don't know if Avocado is watching now. In case Avocado is watching us, please, Avocado, make some noise. You will be playing the game. The second on the list is Bean. Bean, you're number 2, you're so active member of our community. So Bean, in case you would like to have some game, please also write us in the chat if you are available. Let's play first the move queen on f6. Bishop on c5 is under attack, rook on h8 is under attack. I hope you had the same opinion that queen f6 is the easiest way to win. So let's play with the move queen on f6. In case you are enjoying my comments and you're getting some chess knowledge, please like and subscribe to VChess. Also check out our short section. We have good shorts on endgames. Quite nice one. Bean is saying, yeah, sure, if Avocado is not here. Alright, it seems like Avocado is not yet with us. So Bean, please be ready after the current game to challenge me for a 10-minute rapid game. And Bean, could you please remind me on your account name? I see Nayap is saying, can I play last time where I was when I was not on? Okay, in the evening, Nayap, in the evening maybe we can have a game, but let's see, because we have so many people here. Lucas also is definitely on the list of the next our supporters. So we have Mythed Man also possible. So we have a long list of those of you who are here almost every day with us, and of course we want to give you something back. Just I cannot play more than one game per stream. This is a problem because then we have no more the educational content. So just one game per stream. What to do? Okay, Bean, let's go. The game is over. Grand Nonbito, yes, of course. I remember Bean. Of course. Please give me the challenge. Let's go, Bean. I want to see, of course, the chat cheering for Bean. Let's go. Grand Nobito is Bean. Ten-minute challenge, please, Bean. So we are waiting for Bean. Grand Nobito, here it is. Let's go. Grand Nobito with the white pieces. We are having with the black pieces. And it doesn't matter, again, the level of strengths is not so important. And personally, I believe that sometimes, even for most of you, the learning effect might be even better watching Grand Nobito playing my explanations, because sometimes the mistakes are very similar. So similar mistakes. You see, all right, I would do that, I should not do this. E4, E5. Let's play against Grand Nobito, the very solid E4, E5, one of the most solid openings. Bean is on the roll. Let's go. Bishop C4 is a bishop opening. This is how it's called. Let's go with the move knight on c6. One of the most solid answers. There is also an answer like knight f6. Nothing wrong with that. But then there are many tricky lines with the move d4 and the move f4. Knight on c3. Very normal. Now we can go with the move knight on f6. Since we have the knight on c6, not so dangerous anymore. f4 because it doesn't come with a tempo. after the move d3, it is important that the bishop on c4, it cannot run away. So we can play the move knight on a5, and we're going immediately for the c4 bishop. So please, this is something very crucial in many Spanish-like positions, in many Italian positions. So important to get the bishop. Once black gets the bishop here on c4, most of the cases are black is completely fine. So yeah, we have the move f4, risky, because now we get the bishop, and white is opening the position in general. f4 is the right reaction, but white should save first the bishop on c4, so it means to play a3, bishop a2, but there's been no time. This is the problem of the bishop opening. So we take, of course, the bishop. This we can do instantly. We need no time to think about it. If we can get the bishop, we are getting the bishop. And now we have the bishop on c8, not yet in the game, but let's hope to get it very, very soon. We have the bishop on f8, not yet in the game. Again, we have to get active. Now with black pieces, and bishop b4 is looking so well. We are targeting here the pin in case Bean is going to take on e5. Now a3. Bean is playing too quick. Why a3? We wanted to take in any case on c3. Yes, you would like to get rid of the pin. This is like your first feeling. Let me get rid of the pin, but the second thought should be, maybe I have a better way to do that. So don't always follow your first instinct. In chess, it can be good, but sometimes it is not the right way to play. And this problem here for white now, look at the pawn structure. So next for me, I should just be very, very safe in the center. I'm opening my bishop here. And of course, I try to keep the pawn structure, because the pawn structure of white is looking like that. Black is already doing slightly better. There's a question by Daman Paul Singh. How do you prepare your opening repertoire, and how do you think an intermediate player should do? I don't have any. I just play Catalan with basic knowledge of structure. Okay, so it's a very difficult question, because opening preparation on a high level, this is so time consuming. You cannot imagine how much time it takes to prepare one line. Let me give you some samples. Let's take some popular line like Naiditsch, and you would ask me, how much time have you invested into Naiditsch, let's say lifetime? Lifetime, I would say thousands of hours. I don't know even how many hours I've been checking Naiditsch. It's thousands of hours. Just one opening. Yes, Naiditsch is a very popular opening, but these are thousands of hours. In case, let's say, you would think, how much time it takes me to be a good Caro-Kann player. It would take you, if you are serious, again, if you are serious, that you say, all right, this is something that I can play, Caro-Kann would take you at least 100 hours just to have some basics. If you want to go to better level, these are, again, thousands of hours, because you must understand the ideas. You have to check with the computer, solve so many things, etc., etc., etc. So for a professional player, it's thousands and thousands and thousands of hours just for something. So it is huge work. For a club level player, of course, you don't need to go so deep into the lines. And for a club level player, to have the basics, it can take you maybe, I don't know, 50 hours approximately to have the basics. And then you go step by step from the basics. So 50 hours, I would say. You might know already something about the opening, but of course, it is not a very, very deep knowledge of the opening, but just to start playing, I think 50 hours is quite reasonable. But again, in case you are under 1,800 ELO, there is not much sense, because in case you spend 50 hours on the opening or 50 hours on tactics, you're going to be way better with 50 hours on tactics than 50 hours on some opening. So I would always advise you first, tactics, get better, openings come later. Let's go back to the game. We have the endgame. And in this endgame, as you can see, the pawn structure of white is, I don't know how to call it even. It's not a beauty. This is not a beauty. So what I will be doing is to change my bishop against a knight on f3. So later we have the knight versus bishop, but look at these pawns. So I hope to collect the pawns step by step. Now also the pawn on e4 is under attack, so obviously I will be taking the pawn first. Bean played the correct move, bishop on e3, but the pawn on e4. Now we have the move h3, getting rid of the pin, making sense, so I will be taking here. There is nothing else for white than to take back, and I will be collecting the next pawn, but maybe it's a little bit risky because I will put my knight to such a poor place on a4. There is c5 coming next, so there is no need to do that. I can just put my knight to the center. So I keep my knight in the center. I also had long castle with a check. This would be also a very good move. f4, Bean is trying to change. Makes sense, but we are collecting our second pawn. So this pawn structure, this is a problem for Bean that, yeah, difficult. All right, where is the support for Bean in the chat? Believe me, it's not so easy. It's not so easy to play against a grandmaster. So Bean is giving his best, and I think Bean improved a lot. I remember the first game we played. Bean is on a good way to become a better chess player. Long castle, I think very unexpected for Bean, and now we take the next pawn. Look at this beautiful knight. We have a domination of a knight over the bishop, plus still the pawns are not doing too well. Now that we have a lot of pawns more, the next part of the game is let's advance. So we always play on the flank where we are doing better. Now, obviously, we are way stronger on the king side. So next, we will be just advancing. We have a lot of time. There is no pressure here. There are no threats. Bishop on e7. Well, the idea of Bean is good. He plays a little bit too fast, because Bean has missed that there is this pin here on the e-file. Bean had to be more patient. A little bit too fast, too quick. So we have rook on d4. Now I can collect the bishop on e7 with a check. King will have to go somewhere. King will have to go somewhere. Now we can go away with a knight. Again, it is a check. And next plan is to advance the pawns. So this is what we're gonna do. h5, g4, etc. The pawns are walking. h5, let's go. There is g4 coming next, but the pawn is hanging now here on a 4. So we can maybe first bring the rook into the game. All the pieces are very, very solid. Next, we can play even knight on g6, followed by the move g4. So we're protecting the pawn on f4. Piece up, plus we have the pawns. Everything is protected, which is very important. So safety first is the way to go in most of the cases. So yeah, Bean improved. This is good to see, but still, Bean is a little bit too quick in the first stage of the game. There is no rush. Why to rush the things, Bean? Bean has to tell himself, I have to distribute my time way better. To have a lost position, still 6 minutes on the clock from 10. It makes no sense. So, in the beginning of the game, you have to try to get a good position. Time is important, but don't rush the things. First, try to get a good position. And as the saying goes, in a bad position, there are no good moves. So once you are being under pressure, there might be just no good moves. So you can have all the time you in the world. It just doesn't help you. So I would always advise, be cautious. Don't play too quick in the beginning. Take your time, get the position you like, and then only play a little bit quicker in case you need to. So, let's see. We have the move knight on g6. Preparation is for the g4 next. Rook on d6. I think this is a mouse slip by Bean. I think he wanted to go rook on d5, but it's a mouse slip. Okay. What to do? Mouse slip, we take the rook. what to do. I understand it is a mouse slip, but yeah. In any case, position Bin very, very difficult. Okay, good game by Bin. He tries his best. He is trying to improve. Bin, I think he's now with us. So, Bin, number one, try to be a little bit slower in the beginning. Very, very important. So, for example, here you have an interesting position. And just less than 10 seconds, just a couple of seconds for you to play the move A3. You are playing according to your instinct. So be more patient. It's very, very important. Not always the first instinct is the right one. So even if your instinct tells you get rid of the pin, of course, it's understandable, but try to think the next step. Next step would be, I'm getting this kind of structure. Doesn't look too well, no? With a triple pawn on the c-file. So, don't try always to follow your instinct. Be a little bit more patient. So we have, for example, bishop d2. We have maybe knight e2 ideas, maybe queen d3. Doesn't matter what you do. Or you come to the conclusion that still a3 is the best. It's not important which move you are going to play. It is important the right way of thinking. This is crucial. In case you have not the right way of thinking, you can never become a good chess player. So, your first instinct is good when you're playing a bullet game. But in case you play rapid, in case you play classical, try to hold down your first instinct. So be more patient during the first moves, at least first 10 moves, 15 moves. Show some patience. Your first instinct might be not the best. And this is a typical case. Bin should have thought more before playing the move a3. So the way of thinking is crucial. Now, the next, when you see you have a bad structure, don't go for endgame. When you see you are strategically in danger, it means you need to try to play tactically and push here. Bin, the only chance is to push once you have this kind of structure. So the endgame is obviously way better for black, yeah, because there is no more tactics. You cannot recover from the structure. In case you keep the queens on the board, there is still a chance to recover. Once you are in endgame, your chances of recovering is getting smaller. So, Bin, on these things, try to improve in your games. And I think in case you manage to do this kind of correct thinking, you will see your results will be improving because you will be taking more better decisions and not this kind of instinctive sometimes follow-ups. So this is what I would advise. Okay, later it was already almost impossible for Bin to recover because the structure is just so bad. So very, very difficult. All right, Bin, I hope you enjoyed anyways the game. Good luck in your next game. We are continuing with a 10-minute rapid games. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's see who will be our next opponents. Opponents are always random. I am not selecting my opponents. So whoever comes, we will be playing. The next game is, we are with the black pieces. Knight on f3. Let's go with the move knight on f6. Most welcome, Bin. Most welcome. So we have the move c4. Let's proceed with a King's Indian defense. I know that a lot of you are playing the King's Indian defense, so maybe it's going to be an interesting game. We have the King's Indian with the move g3 followed by the move bishop g2. This is called the closed King's Indian defense. Knight on d2. Let's play with the line with the move e5. I like this line so much with the move e5. Mythic Man is saying, King's Indian, my favorite opening. Yeah, King's Indian is a tough opening, by the way. It's always so spicy. You have always crazy games as a King's Indian. Sometimes you're getting crushed, sometimes you are crushing somebody because the position is so dynamic and black is always playing without a space, but we are attacking the center. Sometimes we can do something on the king side and white is crushing us on the queen side. So yeah, by the way, the music stopped. Where is the music? Let's turn it on. The music. So, a3 is correct. Now we get the beautiful knight on c5, attacking the pawn on e4. The next move of white, I think, is pretty obvious in this position. Rook e1 exactly. And we play the move a5 or bishop d7. Bishop d7 maybe is a better move order, but these are nuances. Usually a5 is the idea, not to get this b4 push. We play the move a5 because the b4 could be very, very dangerous. So now after a5 there is no more b4, b3. Still normal play. We play the move h6. This is still theory. I don't know why our opponent is playing so fast, because it did not look like he knows the theory. Now look at this. Very, very nice. h6, h5, because there is no more bishop g5. Again, it is a theory, I know this, but anyway, it's also beautiful. Oh, this is back. This. Thank you very much for your support, and we wanted to play a game against this, who last time disappeared. He had to work this set. This, in case you have some time to play, we can play the next game, because I promised you the game already so long ago. So, in case this, you have time, let's play. Let me know in the chat, because last time I think you just made your account. So, this, please let us know in the chat in case you would like to play a game. Let's play. Alright, queen on c2. Now, important moment here. We are playing the move h4. Very, very crucial to play the move h4. Why h4 is so important? Because gh, this pawn structure, will be terrible. Now to play the move g4, I think it's time to push the f, because we have the f. Boom! Black to play. Please write your answers in the chat. We have a little but beautiful tactics here. Black to play is getting a better position in my opinion. So, what is the next move for black here? Please, your opinion in the chat. Try to be a little bit active. In case some of you are active, you are learning faster. No cinema here. So, what is the right way of playing here for black? And this is not answering. Maybe just watching calmly. Let's see. Let's see. So, we had some time to think about it. The little tactics starting here with knight takes g4. Quite typical. We take, and the bishop on g7 is crushing now the knight on d4. Quite a nice tactics, yeah. Typical for King's Indian is always the same. All these King's Indian games are always tactics left, tactics right. So many tricks for both sides. So this is typical for King's Indian to miss something. It's very, very normal for white and black. It's a funny opening King's Indian, and what I like about King's Indian as well, it is that computers are always giving huge advantage to white. This is a funny thing about King's Indian, and still people are playing the King's Indian, so we know that we should not listen to the computers in case we play the King's Indian with the black pieces, because yeah, if we would act according to the computers, we would never play the King's Indian. Computer is saying it's almost +1 in most of the positions. Mythedman is saying, I thought about knight takes e4. Yeah, knight takes e4 is not a bad idea. To take, of course, the pawn on e4 to free, but the problem is the bishop on b2 is protecting the knight on d4. Yeah, idea would be good, but not the best. So, knight g4 is working for sure. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, so we have the move knight on d5. Let's go back to the game. Now we are pawn up, so we took the pawn. Time to run away. Knight to e5. Maybe the knight is getting now to this beautiful square on d3. We also can think about playing the move c6 to kick out the knight from d5. We have ideas of queen on g5 somewhere. We have ideas of bishop takes h3 somewhere. So many options here to proceed with the black pieces. Also, I think we have the move knight on d3. By the way, it is still working, because it's going to be take, and in the end we have the move c5. I think we can play the move knight on d3. The thing is that should we play the move knight on d3, because we have so many good options except knight on d3. We can play, for example, first the move c6, the knight has to go away. We get the queen into the game. Also, that is looking so beautiful, so powerful. There is no need for playing the move knight on d3. Maybe first let's go with the move c6, because I would like to see where the knight is going first, and then we're gonna decide what we do next. Yes, I could have played knight on d3, I saw that. Just I think there is no need for that. C6. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Miss It Man is saying I just won against 2,480 in just 10 moves. Yeah, 10 moves is quickly. Usually not happening so fast. Knight on E3. So, should we play now the knight on D3 idea or still wait with it? Queen G5, also so tempting to get this queen on G5. Feels so good with the queen on G5. I don't know. I don't know if I should go queen on G5 or I should play this knight on D3. It feels both is winning. I don't see any kind of defense for white in there, so I'm not sure. Two options, both are looking so good. Maybe let's get queen on G5. Just, it's nice. It's nice, no rush to win the game quickly. We will be winning the game step by step in case we can. So first, let's get the queen into the game. Next, let's get the rook into the game. So let's get first the pieces and then we see what we do. And by the way, I think I have the option of playing the move queen on f4 if I'm not mistaken, because there's no knight on e2 now. We will be taking the pawn on f2. Still, there is this knight on d3 idea always in the air. At the moment, maybe it doesn't work, but it's in the air, so we might get to the moment when it is going to work. I would like to get my last piece into the game. So, pawn up for black. All the pieces are in the center, which is beautiful. We have many tactical ideas, motives, like bishop takes h3, for example, take and knight takes e4, which is looking also very, very interesting, and taking the pawn on f2, so yeah, many things. There is a question by Osma Rismol. What is the difference between now Catalan and Catalan at Classic? No idea. I don't know the names of the openings. You are asking the wrong guy. Oh, resignation by our opponent already. Wow, it's a bit early. Maybe he has missed the move knight on d3, so he just resigned. So, okay, what to do? What to do? Our opponent resigned. We had this nice trick of knight takes g4, and I think this is still not here. Let me read the chat, because I would like to play against this, but maybe this just left the building, because this is always supporting us, and he's also a VIP member of our channel, but I don't see this in the chat. And by the way, in case you are asking me about some names of openings, this is a funny thing with the Grandmasters. Usually we don't know the names of the openings. Because we play the moves and this opening names are, it's like, I don't know, there are so many also new names of the opening, I don't know what. We are just focused usually on playing the moves and not knowing. Now Catalan, never heard about it. So for example, I don't know what is it. If you will show me on the board, then of course I can easily advise you, but just by the name, for me, it feels like I never heard something that is called now Catalan. I know Catalan, yeah. Okay, so we have the perk. This is called the perk opening, usually with the bishop on g7, so the bishop is not yet there. Let's get the knight on f3. This is pretty standard opening. It is slightly worse for black, obviously, because white is having the center. I would never advise you to play openings where you don't have the center. So my advice is play central openings. It is so hard to play when you don't have the center. The game is just getting so complex. You have to take hard decisions, and it's not a good strategy. To play without center, it's possible on higher level, but then you know that you have to be like extremely precise for every mistake. You're getting punished, so yeah. That's why central opening is usually the better idea for most of us. All right. I see you that Bin is saying he checked the review. Bin, you made just a couple of strategic mistakes. Again, being tactical things. This is all just solve puzzles and you will become better. But as we spoke in the beginning of the game, the move a3 that you did very quickly, I think this was quite a serious error, because you are not considering different options, so you played a little bit too quick. But the rest was perfectly fine, yeah. Let's go back to the current game. This idea, queen a5, queen on c7, what is that? Makes to me absolutely no sense, because why to give a tempo to white? Very hard to understand. Let's proceed just with a simple move a4, not to allow b5. Next, we will get the bishop out on c4, for example, or maybe we're gonna play the move e5 immediately. e5 played now by our opponent. Let's go with the move h3, so we don't have this bishop g4 to worry about it. And next, we're gonna get the bishop to c4. So we have this Philidor now, probably with a tempo more for white, in my opinion, because hard to understand why to have this bishop queen a4, a5, queen c7 back. All right. Our opponent takes on d4. Let's see what is the idea of taking. The idea is to get the bishop to g7. Very risky. This is looking already now very, very risky for black. In my opinion, we have this knight on b5 ideas coming all the time. So to play the move knight on b5 idea, we can go bishop f4. How to defend the pawn here? Okay, let's go bishop f4. It looks so good. We are aiming here on the pawn on d6. We have this knight b5 ideas. Could be played somewhere. We have this simple idea of queen on d2. And I don't know if I should go rook to d1 or long castle. Both is looking very, very good. Such a dangerous position here for our opponent. Of course, it is still not a game over, not even close to that, but regarding the opening, I think with the white pieces, we can be currently quite happy here about the outcome of the opening. We will be pushing, and knight on d7 is normal, so let's go queen on d2, multifunctional move. As we said, we try to play against the pawn on d6, so we can put more pressure by rook on d1 or a long castle. Simultaneously, we keep the idea of knight on b5 somewhere in our minds. So this move knight on b5 might be working. Simultaneously, in case we can do the short castle, looks also pretty nice. So we can be relaxed and see spontaneously what should we play next. We have many good options here. Black is currently under pressure. Welcome everyone who is new here to VChess. We have educational streams. We have also many educational endgame shorts. You can check out the short section, quite nice. I hope you like my comments. I hope my comments are making you slightly better chess player day by day. So join us here on VChess, like and subscribe. Of course, you can also tell your friends that there is a nice channel. Let's see what is happening next. Our opponent is confused. It seems like he's having a very, very big thought, and indeed it is not easy here to make the next move for black. This idea of knight on b5, very annoying for our opponent. Not easy. Knight on c5, he's going for the e4 pawn. It is making sense. Of course, not a bad play, but I think we should be able somewhere to place just the move e5 and it's gonna be a game over. Let's think, is it possible to play like the ultra aggressive with the white pieces? Because so many good moves. We have also long castle just to push against our opponent. Looks so good. We have the move, simple move f3, just not to give the pawn, but I think we should be more aggressive because it's time. It's time to finish the game eventually. We can also go with the move queen e3. Looks nice because we would like to push e5 next. Maybe he's going to play knight on d7, but all of that is looking horrible. Let's go with a long castle. It feels like we should be able to checkmate the guy. He's provoking us so much into just checkmating. I cannot resist to play the long castle. Wow, he allows us also. We waited so long. No, but it is completely winning for us. What is that? I cannot believe that we are not giving him a checkmate during the next couple of moves. We have two different options. Let me know in the chat. Actually, we have more than two different options. I give you three options that you have to choose from, and I will be also choosing from. So the option number one here with the white pieces to play the move e5. In case he takes, we take with a bishop on e5. In case he takes with a queen, we are playing knight takes c6 followed by queen d8 checkmate, and it is game over. So option number one, e5. Option number two, knight on b5. He has to take. We take knight takes b5. Next, we're gonna grab everything he has. Option number two. Now, option number three. We have the move knight on f5. Taking d6, taking c5. I don't know if this is game over. It seems to be a game over. So let me know, which option would you choose from? Would you play the move e5? Would you play the move knight on b5? Would you play the move knight on f5? And I will be taking also my decision now. By the way, we have also beautiful move knight takes c6. Also, this is completely winning because he cannot take with a queen. We have bishop b5, and yeah. Also, this is an easy win. So I will be playing in the current position. Difficult to make a decision because it feels like it is completely winning and doesn't matter what I do. But sometimes in chess, it is not like completely winning. So this is also looking like I don't see literally a defense after the move e5, because what is the defense there? I don't know. I don't know what is the defense for black there. So, because we have to take a decision, I will be playing, I think, knight on b5. So I'm very curious what you would do in the current position. I will check your thoughts just after playing my move, and I think I will be playing the move knight on b5. It looks too good not to be played. Very, very powerful. Knight is getting to b5. d6 is under attack. Well, it looks so nice. So let's go knight on b5. We have in the chat mainly the move e5. Well, all of you are playing the move e5. Alright, maybe e5, but to my taste, knight on b5. So, maybe matter of taste. I like when something is quite forced. Also, now we have the bishop takes d6 or knight takes b5. Both is looking absolutely crushing. And I think I will be playing bishop takes because I don't see any defense. Also, I don't see a defense after knight takes, by the way. Which move should I do here? It's so difficult to play when we are completely winning, and it feels like it literally doesn't matter. Left and right is a win, but sometimes this is how mistakes are happening, because usually we cannot win left and right. There is just one winning solution in most of the cases, or maybe two, but not 10. I think we can take here. I don't see a defense. I literally don't see nothing that black can do in the current position. After taking, I think it's resignation. Maybe I'm missing something. So let's double check, because also knight takes is looks like complete win. But I don't see a defense. So I will be taking here bishop takes because I don't see a defense. I see only knight e4. So this is what I've been calculating, knight e4. And after knight on e4, we have, again, different ways of winning the position. We have the simple way of even taking the queen, take b5, pawn, this is completely done. We have knight takes b5, which is also completely done. Because the queen is under attack, we get this queen, knight takes c7, check. Looks like complete game over. And after knight e4, knight takes e4, we have queen e1, attacking the knight, attacking the queen simultaneously. There is no queen c6 because bishop takes b5 with a deadly pin. So knight takes e4 seems not to work. In case there is no knight takes e4, what is the next move by black? To put the queen here, we will be taking the pawn. So this is game over. To put the queen here, we will be taking the knight. Knight, of course, queen cannot take back. We have the queen d8 with a checkmate. So this is also a game over. And I don't know where to go the queen. To put the queen to a5. I cannot say that this is prolonging the game for too much, because we can just take here. Bishop takes b5, coming next. This is crazy. This is just crazy. I see Forrest wrote knight on b5. Yeah, Forrest. We have the same feeling for the game. So we have the move knight on e4, and as I said, I think we can take with the knight takes b5, but this is more simple win. Just to take, knight has to take queen e1. I don't see any kind of defense. Knight is hanging, queen is hanging. Is there something that I'm missing? Because in case I'm missing nothing, this is just game over. So let's take. By the way, we have also a different game over idea there. Oh, I missed knight. Oh no, I blunder queen and 1. This is terrible. Why do I take? Why don't I plain queen e1? Blundering queen and 1. Unbelievable. I stopped to pay attention to his moves at all. Blundering queen and 1. This is unreal. Unreal. Blundering queen and 1. Okay, let's continue, because still the game is not over, because we did so well before that actually we are still okay. But to blunder queen and 1. Knight on b3, I thought, okay, what is his idea? Just to play queen e1, immediately he will be resigning, but luckily we've been doing so well that I might maybe we still get a chance here. It is so funny that we still maybe have a chance even by blundering a queen and 1, because the king on e8 is under checkmate, so it would be funny to blunder queen and still win. This would be showing how well we've been doing before. Yeah. So yeah, blundering queen and 1, this was not the best, but maybe our position is still quite good. That would be amazing, because it means that we've been doing just too good earlier. Now I think we can just take on b5. Let's not blunder the next queen. Luckily we don't have a queen to blunder, so we can just take there. King on d8 is the only move. b2 is under attack, but we can play maybe first the move bishop c5 now. And what is black gonna do after bishop c5? Are we back? This is a question. Queen can go somewhere here on e6, so I will be taking, and then we have knight on d6. Check. Oof. This is looking not so bad. Also, just to take king on d8, bishop b5 back is looking like it is a great position for white. I think we're still close to win the game, by the way, but we should be playing quicker here. So let me calculate a little bit. We are still doing so well here. I think bishop on c5 maybe the easiest way. Let's go. Let's go with the bishop c5. I don't know, maybe I should have taken. In both cases, I think he would give me most probably the queen. So I'm playing first this one, bishop on c5, because I think he still has no other choice but to give me the queen. At least I don't see how he wants to keep the queen on the board. And it would mean with a king on e8, trouble for black here. White probably still winning. We have to play a little bit quicker in the next couple of moves, because I'm running low on time, but the position remains winning even after blundering queen. This is a very rare case. Okay, let's take. So, is there a chance here for black? Let's give a check on d6. Let's play here. We have little time on the clock. This is the issue. The rest... Oh, I have a beautiful move, I think. Let me calculate. Is it working? Yeah, I think it does. Look at this. Beautiful, no? This check here on c8. Because he has to take, and next we're gonna play this and rook on e1. So it might be a game over by playing this knight on c8. So second chance for us to win the game. First, we've been not using the second chance now. I think it might be a game over. I don't see a defense. Doesn't look like there's a defense. He goes there, but okay, we are just... Why he continues fighting in this kind of position? He wants to win on time against us, okay. So, let's take... How to fight here with the black pieces? Difficult. Let's... What is the easiest way to win? Okay, let's just give a check, because I'm just going for an easy win. No need to play complex decisions. So this is a very, very easily winning position. Of course, I could have done something else, but I'm just going for an easy win. So there is no chance for our opponent to do something. Next, G3. Let's get the bishop. And that's it. So even by blundering a queen, we are still winning the game. I mean, what a game. But how did I blunder that? I completely stopped to focus because every move is winning, and this is what is happening. Like when you have 10 different wins, you just stop to focus. And yes, last trick by our opponent. So many good moves here, so many winning moves here. I completely missed this knight on b3. And okay, we've been doing just so well that we are still probably having a winning position even after blundering the queen. Sometimes what we did prior, the blunder is rewarding us, but yeah, this is terrible. Okay, just take knight on b5 and that's it. So easy winning position. Also after bishop d6, I think this position should be easily winning. We can just take on b5, for example. He has to go here to d7. We can take and be much, much better. Look at this position. For example, we take, there is knight on d2. We give a check here on the e file. Only move is king f8. And literally we are pawn up. Plus we can play any move of our choice in this position. Let's say bishop d6 and just take on c5. The knight is getting lost. I mean, it's completely lost for black. Instead, I blundered the queen by playing knight e5, and luckily we're still doing better. And maybe, I don't know, I should have taken here, would be even better, but I thought he will be taking in any case, and we will be playing this kind of endgame. Okay, there are some chances to save here. The endgame for black, pawn down. Yes, white is doing better, but black has a great bishop, so that's why bishop c5. And now we have this kind of endgame. So again, it is way better for white, this is obvious, but the question is how much better. Here is a little trouble. Maybe black should have gone with the king to g8 immediately. And I don't know if I should take, looks normal, or maybe I should bring the rook, but maybe I should take first. Looks like a clearly better position for white, but again, it's a long, long game here. The game has just started, and yeah. Alright, so queen blunder in the last game of the current stream. But we've been lucky enough still to win the game. So yeah, everyone is blundering. This is normal. Sometimes I'm also blundering, especially when I'm starting to talk too much. People who talk don't do. This is always how it goes in life, but I try to explain you the positions the way I see them. I try to give you some tips for your own practical games. Otherwise the stream would make just no sense, and obviously during commenting sometimes it's very, very hard to focus. And yes, I am blundering sometimes, even queens, as you can see. So no one is immortal. Everybody is blundering time to time, but that's alright, that's alright. So, I hope you enjoyed the current midday stream on Sunday from UAE. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the active participation in the chat. Still, the chat could be a little bit more active, I believe. You can become friends. There are many good guys in the chat, so maybe you can find even some trading partner. So you would enjoy to get to the next level of your chess playing. I wish you all a great day. I will be back in the evening. Till then, have a great Sunday. Thank you very much for watching. As we say on VHS, one smart move at a time. Till the evening. Thank you very much and goodbye.